So, last night on the way home, I was like carrying on with madness, and I wasn't recording. And I realized if I don't, like, because it's like, oh, you're not doing anything serious. Well, some of them are, but some of them are not, because it's literally just being nuts. And you know what is that? Grass. What I do on the way home. So if I realize if I don't like actively have something to talk about or deliberately like turn the video on, it'll just go into nothingness, which is fine. I don't need to post something every night, but I did realize that. So my team helped me out tonight, which is good because we talked about how much everybody got paid, and I've never really been the person who's like, I'm not going to tell you. It's like, this is how much I make. I make X amount. $63,000 a year is what I currently make, which is not bad. Not bad. Not like, oh, I never have to worry about money again, but definitely not like I'm going to complain about this. So that's good. But we were talking about, and I was talking about how like I drive home at night and feel like a failure because I don't have a house. And it's like I can't afford a house. Like I could probably afford, it depends on how much the fucking payments are. Like I'm good at payments. I'm good at like figuring out how much I make and then how much I make like per paycheck and then what bills I have and then like I don't know. Like it makes sense to me to like balance it out. Like, you know, I have rent and I have X bills and I have Y bills and, you know, that all comes out to X amount. So what you should do is you should like split that in half, right? So then if you get a relatively stable paycheck, if you're full time, so you know that on average you'll be making X amount per paycheck, then you can take your bills and you split how much you owe overall into two, and then you have your, like I have a rent paycheck, and on my rent paycheck I also have $222 for my car payment, and however much my Amazon card is. Amazon credit card is fucking dangerous though. Like, first of all, it's highly disrespectful when you're paying down your credit card balance and they're like, hey, here's more money. Like, I didn't need that kind of stress in my life. Like I'm working to be responsible. That light did not last at all. I'm working to be responsible and paying down my balance. Y'all like, yo, we noticed that you stopped spending money. Here is more. Like, that's disrespectful. Just saying. And that happened on like two of my cards. Like, it was like, bad, like, here, you have this much, and it was already way too close to the limit for my comfort level, right? But I pay it down, and randomly, like, so I signed up for the Amazon one, and it's kind of funny, because I was never, like, I've tried to get the Amazon card for the past, like, couple years, and the Amazon was always like, bruh, let me tell you what's not about to happen right now. Like, whatever, right? I'm used to that. So this year, or last year, however long ago I got it, like I've been making some strides, homie, to get my credit up, to be a responsible adult. So like this year, Amazon was like, bet, yo, here's your new toy. All right, that's fine. And I told myself, I'm going to be responsible with this. And then heat wave. But yeah, so it's fine. Like I was paying down that when I was paying down my other big one. Those two were my biggest ones. And then like within the course of like this same fucking week, I get, hey, you're so responsible. What we're gonna do is give you more money. Like, before I had credit cards, it was like, hey, that's, like, I was dumb at 18. Like, I was dumb. Like, I had a good job. this was back in like 2000 money. I think I was making like $30 something, 30 something a year at 18. Like, had I stuck with that, I'd be making bank. Like, it was decent money. It was decent money. But it was so good, in fact, that as 18 years old, with absolutely no financial fiscal responsibility whatsoever, I was given a credit card in the amount of $3,000. Now, I'm not sure if you're truly aware of how big of a bad idea that is, but it was gone in maybe a month. Yeah. PlayStation 2, I believe I got. Bunch of different games. Like, trash. Absolutely no responsibility whatsoever. So I destroyed my credit. I got kicked out of the apartment I was at the time. And that one was entirely my fault. Like, I had a very large part of I was not sort of taught any sort of financial responsibility whatsoever. At all, like, never. And it was so bad, in fact, that, like, it's funny to me, because I hear, or you see online at least, because who am I talking to? But you hear, like, you know, people like, oh, well, I'm going to stay home and live with my parents so I can get money and, like, build it up so that I can go buy a house and be a really responsible adult. Like, so I'm just going to spend the next couple years with my parents so that I can, like, build a nest egg. So so here's what happened with me. So I don't remember where I was working at the time. But yeah, so I started getting a paycheck as not even a working adult, like as a teenager, who I don't even think I was 18 yet. And I got told that it was time for me to pay rent with a portion of my paycheck that was basically large enough for me to never do anything else with the rest aside from pay for gas and occasionally splurge on things. Like, it was fucking flares in the middle of the road. It was never enough, like, to actually be an adult. And what's funny, quote unquote, is that, like, if I would perform well at work and I'd get some sort of promotion or a raise, yeah, all of a sudden my rent would increase. Like, I'm not joking. Like, literally. It's like, oh, hey, Mom, guess what? I got, like, a fucking 25-cent raise at work. They said I'm doing really well. Oh, that's great, honey. We're gonna have to increase your rent now, like, every single time. And it's not until I moved out that I realized how absolutely fucked up that was. So needless to say, I had no sense of money at all. So I was a dumb 18-year-old, and I fucking burnt my entire credit card in like a month, if maybe two. Like, it didn't last. So yeah, and then I moved out into an apartment with one of my pledge brothers, and I kind of fucked him over. Not really on purpose, and the truly fucked up, or, like, I get it, I can't even be mad, but, like, I got a job, and I don't remember why I quit, but it wasn't, like, a good job, and I didn't have a job, and I was like, I'm sorry. But then, like, right when I got a job that would actually fucking fit, he's like, yeah, I'm a dip. And he left. So then I fucking was there with a 2-bedroom apartment that, even with the job that I had found, I couldn't afford. So I got kicked out, and yeah. So what that meant, aside from being a lovely experience overall, was that I had this feeling that I just had bad credit. Because I did have terrible, horrible, completely justified horrible credit. Like, I'm not excusing any of my behaviors. I'm not saying it was wrong or blah blah blah. Like, I get it. I was a fucking irresponsible idiot who did stupid things and made bad decisions. I 100% accept that, right? But what it sort of does, what that happens when you're 18, on top of whatever I said before, but, like, you just have this feeling that you just have bad credit. Like, it's just the reality, right? The reality is that you have bad credit. You're always going to have bad credit. Why even try to do anything else? Because that's your life. So yeah, like at that time, I would, you read stories, you hear stories, blah, 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 about people, and they're like, oh, I have a $1 billion credit card limit, it's great, I'm so amazing. And as somebody with bad credit, like, you're just sitting there like, man, I'm really into you guys, I hate that in my life, like, whatever, right? So as someone with bad to no to bad credit, seeing these stories or reading about how these people have these obscene credit limits and whatnot, you just sit there and you envy them. I wish I had the ability of having a credit card with $4,000 to do with as I will. Right? It's an impossible to achieve dream. Yeah, and then why are you going so slow in the left lane? Bruh! Fucking you doing? What are you fucking doing? Go! So then, as in, oh, he thought that was a cop, which kind of makes sense. Whatever. And then the other side of that is whenever you decide to actually buckle down and fix your credit, start qualifying for all the things. Side note, my overall credit usage achieved a new metric. It went down to 50% usage. Excuse me, I think 49% usage from 50% usage, which I guess on Credit Karma is like a whole new thing. It's like, hey, congrats, it's a less bracket or whatnot. But somehow that made, on Credit Karma, me drop 14 points. That, what? How, Sway? I'm expecting that to change, because they have not missed a payment. Anyway, my credit is in a much better spot now. To the extent that, yes, they will raise my credit limit. And I can tell you that on this side of the fence, it's a completely different experience. Because you have this, in the back, especially if you've used it. You're like, I need to pay this off. I need to pay this down. And I have, $3,000. And I need to pay this down. And I'm paying my bills and I'm paying it. And I need to put forth more money to make sure I fucking get out of the minimum payment thing. I need to pay it down. I need to be a responsible adult. And you're there and you're fucking chipping away at it. And all of a sudden, they give you more money. That is surprisingly not a positive feeling. Like, it's surprisingly very disrespectful. Why are you braking in the middle of the fucking road, dude? What are you doing? Let me get around you, because this dude just slowed down to like 60 out of nowhere, like just in the middle of the fucking highway. What is going on tonight? And now he's not. He literally just fucking braked by like 20 miles an hour for no reason. What the actual fuck? Oh, I don't understand. Because now he's fucking accelerated behind me. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, it's disrespectful. It's like, I don't know how it's disrespectful, but it is. Because it's like, I'm already stuck. I already have way more on this card than I really want to have on here. Like, I really want to get it down to zero. And, I was already like overwhelmed with the amount that you had previously assigned to me. And now you have said, hey, you know how you have been looking at this thing online for the past 4 months? The thought that, oh, how I wish I could purchase this. And yet you had no money. Well, here you are. Here you are, sir. On this platter, we have for you a few more $1,000 to do with as you will. A simple understanding that every dollar that you spend, you will owe us $1.25. Like, bruh. So yeah, it's a world of credit cards. But so I drive home and I feel like a failure because I don't have a house. So there's that. But it's like, hey, I'm good at paying. Like I said, I feel like I'm pretty decent at figuring out how to pay my bill. It tends to be, I don't want to say every single time, it tends to be a priority. Once I achieve, the trick is, when your paycheck hits your account, don't look at it. Don't even look at the balance. Because if you look at the balance before you pay your bills, you're just going to get sad. You're just going to look at it like, oh, look at all this money. And then you're going to pay your bills. And you're going to say, oh, fuck. So, that's how it happens. So the trick is, you'd say, oh, it's Wednesday. I've received my paycheck. And then you just immediately pay bills. Like, whatever that paycheck is. Like, if I have a rent paycheck. Oh, that's how did I get on that tangent? Amazon card. Which is dangerous. But, so you have your rent. I have a rent paycheck, which is rent, plus $222 for my car payment, plus whatever my Amazon card is at that time. Which just seems to be climbing, by the way. Great. And I have my bills paycheck, which is the remainder of my car payment. She's not inexpensive. I love my car. She's not inexpensive. I have car payment, car insurance, cell phone, Capital One credit card, which is the hard one. And I've decided currently, because I was trying to pay down the Amazon card first. It's like, no, don't do this. However, I shop a lot on Amazon. So I always have. Because I'm nocturnal. So that it just keeps rising. So what I've decided to do is try to knock down my Capital One card and then tackle my Amazon card. And what I mean by that is like extra payments. Like I just dropped an extra, this is rare. It's rare. It's only because I had a free paycheck. I just dropped an extra $600 on my Capital One card. Decent chunk of cash. Sort of knock that one down. So I'm going to try to knock down extra payments on my Capital One card to get that zeroed out, in the next 20 years. And then tackle my Amazon card. But like I have that, right? I'm fine with that. Get paid, knock the bills out, pretty quickly, same day or next day. Like really before you spend anything else, you really want to pay your bills. Then you don't have the drama and the stress. Like it's like, my bills have been paid. Deal with the remainder as you will. Fine, I'm good at that. But like saving money, I'm not good at that part. Like I can pay the bills. Like I'm fine with the credit cards and like I'm fine with the credit card payments. I get it. I go into it understanding that I'm paying an extra for the interest, but it's so much, my mind works so much better with paying off something than like putting money in an account. I don't know why. And that's probably normal, but I just suck at the other part. But what that means is, like, I could probably pay the mortgage, depending on how much it is. Probably a lot easier once my car is paid off, because she's not inexpensive. I'm smiling in pain. I can probably, pay the mortgage pretty easily, depending on, again, on how much it is. But, like, the saving for the down payment is an inachievable dream. So I just feel like a failure as an adult. Like I got my credit up, paying rent, renting a master bedroom. I like it, whatever. I've got my own car, bills are paid, credit has come up. Like I get but the sheer fact that I don't have a house that I own to myself, makes me feel like an absolute failure. So that's fun. And then I look at the reality of how much money I'm spending and my inability to truly save, and I'm like, I just fail at life. And so that came out in the discussion we were having about pay and whatnot. And they were like, bro, they're like, there's programs that can help you, because as long as you have decent credit, you can go to like the first time home buyer thing, which for some reason I never thought about. Like, it's like Kelly brought it up once. But like, it's sort of the same thing. Oh, I'm hitting the cruise and not turning my car down to not insanity mode. Oh, bright green lights. Green light. It's like the credit thing. Like, it just felt like an inachievable dream. Like, I don't make enough money, my credit's not good enough, I'll never be able to save for it. So I am not a successful adult because I don't own my own house. Yeah, that's miserable. Like, and I'm not even joking. Like, I feel like a failure. Like, I feel like a failure because of that. And it's kind of funny to me because I'm renting the master bedroom of a house. Now, again, I want a townhouse, not a house because I'm fucking weird. But even in that situation, it would literally be the exact same. I would be living in the master bedroom and renting out the remainder of the house, which is the same as it is now, except I am not the owner of the location, which has its pros and cons, because that means that I am not responsible for the remainders of the bills. I want to get into solar, though. Like, he's got solar at the house now, and I love it. I really want. That's the only downside for me, aside from the homeowners association fees and whatnot, so which would make it possibly more expensive than an actual house. It's a downside to a townhouse versus a house is, like, can I get solar here? Because solar and battery and having to worry about, like, how much power you're using if you get the right size is a really relieving feeling, even as not the homeowner, just because I'm a tech guy, right? Like, I go home and I live on my computer. I have a large monitor, I have a laptop that's hyper powerful. So I know what's interesting about me is that it's a set amount. Like, I'm home at X hours, I'm on my computer at X hours, so my computer's being used at X amount of time. Like, so it's probably terrifyingly consistent how much power I use. What's being nocturnal and having a night job means that I'm not at home during peak hours, which is a positive. It's an upside. It means the power usage I do use is on the lower side. But, you know, like, I live in my room, and I actually looked. I was trying to make sure I was being energy efficient, and I have string lights up instead of, like, using the light lights. So whatever I do, and I've been water water conservationist. I've been trying to conserve water, especially when, like, I take a shower. Turn off the lights when you're leaving the room. Like, I've been trying to do my thing because I'm fucking terrified about global warming. I like how I just bounce from topic to topic, but it's terrifying, to be completely honest with you. Like, it needs to be the priority because it really concerns the what's the phrase I'm looking for? How do I say this? The continuance of the human race, I think, would be a good way to say it. The viability of humanity, existing. The end. Like, it's such a big deal that it sort of trumps, I hate that word now, almost every other issue, because if humans are dead, nothing else matters. Just a thought, just, a way of looking at things that may just put things into context. The world is on fucking fire. Oh, the ocean was on fire this year, which is great. It's a normal thing. So, maybe just make it a priority to sort of get that under control so that we don't all die. That may be, that may be a way of looking at things. Just a thought, just an idea, sort of maybe just something to think about. Maybe just to make sure we're not all dead would be good. I'm just thinking out loud here. So, but I've been trying to be energy conscious to a degree. But I also I changed my Amazon Smile account to something, and I'm now doing, like, a monthly donation to, like, another climate thing. So, I'm doing a little bit. Anyway, I'm home. Goodbye.